maybe you don't, but most of us face afflictions when we go out into the world. As verse 3 goes on to say, so that no one should be shaken by these afflictions, for you yourselves know that we were appointed to this. Afflictions or trials that we as believers are subject to are not accidental or random, nor are they sent to harm me. It's hard to say that. A lot of people don't want to hear that. And again, a lot of churches won't tell you that. Joel Osteen puts out a book, Your Best Life Now. Well, dude, I mean, I can't believe, how would you have your best life now when you're going to heaven, dude? You know? But ironically, it has been the violent aggression coming against the Lord's church on earth in an attempt to destroy it. It's been that very thing that has caused it to grow and does cause it to grow, and probably will come about, in the days to come if we're not raptured. The church becomes strong and healthy spiritually under those conditions, as believers are forced to either be completely in my faith in Jesus Christ or abandon it altogether. There's no halfway at that point when it is a violent aggression. You can't be halfway under persecution, and so believers are forced to count the cost. Affliction is God's necessary method of maturing his children for heaven. Now, it's not that only Christians suffer. You can think that sometimes, or only Christians go through hardships. I hate to tell people, if you weren't saved, you'd still be going through the same thing, dude. You'd still have the same sickness, or you'd still have the same relationship, whatever it is, you just wouldn't have Christ. It's not that only Christians go through hardships. All people on earth do at some point or another. But where affliction to the unbeliever is always negative, it's only loss. It's not gain every time. And so it's to be avoided at all costs. Affliction to a believer, however, is what God uses to bring positive spiritual results. It doesn't subtract, it adds. And so it should be expected, and eventually it should be welcomed if I mature in my faith. Because, Lord, I know that you're building me up. What is pointed out in verse 3 is affirmed in verse 4. For in fact, we told you before when we were with you that we would suffer tribulation, just as it happened, and you know. So obviously, Paul wasn't following all the latest church growth methods.